I'm Darby, also known as Roller Darby on all my socials. I'm spilling the tea on my Edeas. I bought my Edeas about 14 months ago. I use them for absolutely everything. Dance skating, street skating, very occasional park skating. They're not configured for that. I wouldn't recommend it. I love them, but they are a huge pain in my ass. Edeas is an Italian manufacturer that mostly focuses on artistic and ice skating. It's an extremely supportive boot, very stiff carbon fiber, pretty much no give around the foot area, and then depending on which model you get, it might have some give around the ankles. I ordered my Classicas in a size 265. I wear roughly an 8.5 in US women's. I ordered this model because for my style of dance skating, I wanted the supporter on my foot, but a little bit more ankle mobility. This has less carbon fiber at the top than other models. This has more give. I just like the clean, minimalist look of these. Some of the other models have rhinestones or cutouts, which just isn't my jam. Classic black. I just think it's swaggy. Alright, but the tea. We came for the tea. My Edeas revolutionized my skating. An injection of steroids into my skeins. Why you ask? Let's talk about what increased support buys you. Less exertion, more sensitivity, and more precision for using your edges. The secret to literally everything in skating are your edges. Think the difference between snail mail to email in terms of if you have a stiff boot, you can access those babies with so much less, and you can feel them with so much less than if you have a wobbly boot, diffusing that exertion. I gotta say up front, these boots are wacky for a number of different reasons. If you're considering buying Edeas or you're just curious about the hype, I highly recommend you watch this video the whole way through. Let me spare you the discomfort. Otherwise, why did I go through it? Something I did not anticipate when I bought my Edeas was how much more these place you on the ball of your foot compared to other skates. It's like wearing a slight high heel. I ate shit so hard the first day I put these on. My center of balance was shifted from what I was accustomed to. How you lace up your Edeas is extremely important. It sounds silly, trivial. How impactful could it be? It's like riding a different skate. Luckily for you, I'm here to share the juicy deets on how to lace up properly. Get you that smooth butter ride. Start loose at the bottom and then gradually increase the tightness as you get higher on the skate. The material is very sensitive to temperature changes. That's why it's important to start loose at the bottom so that you don't warp the toe box if you've had your skates widened over time as it heats up with your body temperature. The last 3 rounds should be quite tight, with the highest one being the tightest. Here I use what I call an L-pull method to ensure that my foot is firmly to the back of the boot. I loop under the eyelids and pull up, pushing my heel to the bottom of the boot. Then I loop over the eyelids to hold my foot in that position at the bottom of the boot. Then it's simply a matter of rinsing and repeating for the rest of the eyelids. I stop at the second set of eyelids because I like the ankle mobility for dance skating. But if you need more support around your ankles, I'd recommend doing all 3. You simply tighten it and secure it all with a dainty double nut. Well done, friends. You've completed this Ubermensch lacing tutorial. Was it slightly self-indulgent to title this section, My Poor Sausages? Yes. My biggest pain point with these skates is the excruciating foot pain that they have caused me. I have hobbit feet. Not in terms of hairiness, but in terms of width. Oh, how wide? A delightful D width. I got my skates custom molded because if I tried to wear them straight out of the box, I would be in tears, crippled for life, possibly. Maybe a little dramatic. We'll get back to the foot pain so you don't repeat my mistakes. But first, let's talk about what getting skates custom molded means. Custom molding. Ideally, you find someone highly trained and experienced because Edeas are not really intended to be molded. Increasing the width of your Edeas takes material away from the length, so you need someone that really understands the sizing and how that translates from the unique shape of your foot. If you are able to find someone adept at molding, here's what the process is like. They take a whole bunch of measurements of your foot, including any little quirks. Then they use heat to make the material malleable so that it can be sculpted via presses and the beauteous likeness of your foot. Through some trial and error, you eventually find the perfect fit where you can comfortably be in your Edeas for those long Sunday afternoons or skate parties. I got my skates custom molded by a skating coach here in LA named Jeff. The first 2 or 3 weeks of wearing my custom molded skates were unpleasant but manageable. I had to go back once to get my skates remolded on the left side. The top of the boot was pressing into my foot. After that, my babies, they served me well for like 10 months. 10 beautiful honeymoon laden months. And then I don't know what happened. Perhaps I got cursed, but the left boot will not hold its shape. It will, for the life of me, it will not hold its shape. And this has caused me excruciating pain. Excruciating pain. I have a high pain tolerance and I'm super addicted to skating. So I push through the pain as much as possible. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. The shape of my left foot has literally started to change. I don't know if I should show on camera. It's pretty disgusting, but I have a nasty blistering between my toes from being squeezed in the toe box. Okay, I talked to Jeff and he said that the problem of the skate not retaining its shape can happen in some cases if the skates have a lot of wear on them, usually after about 2 years of hard skating. I skate almost every day, but not for more than an hour or two. And it's odd that it's just one foot. I don't know. I've gone back multiple times to get it remolded and it still will not retain its shape. If I were wealthier, I would shell out the cash for another pair of skates as soon as possible. But alas, my current lot in life is damage control on these babies until I can afford the next pair. So the key takeaway, if you're considering Edeas, is this. For a while, I was a huge Edeas fanboy. They seemed like a good, no BS mid-tier option that didn't require the same extensive wait times as other options did. However, in all honesty, this is probably my last pair of Edeas, and for my next skates, I'm hopping on that ride or die bandwagon. If you currently are a proud Edeas owner or have other skates that are ouchy, here's what I'm doing for damage control. New laces to help keep my foot firmly held in place. I recently switched these out and it did make a difference, so definitely recommend it. Your laces wear out much more quickly than you might anticipate. I can't speak for all laces. I've never used wax laces or derby laces, but since these have tiny little eyelets, you kind of have to use their laces, which is annoying, and they wear out after like 60 uses. So you pretty much have to replace your laces like every 3 to 4 months-ish. Luckily, they're like 14 bucks, pretty inexpensive, and they help. They just help. My foot held more towards the back of the skate so that my toes aren't as squeezed in the front. The second thing I do, I use a foot mold in between skates. Now, my cheap version of this is crumpling up a sock and stuffing it into the toe box. Stuffing it into the toe box of my left skate. Anecdotally, this has genuinely helped, where my skates getting remolded twice didn't help. Just sticking the stock in did. I probably should mention about the Edeas is they're extremely temperature sensitive, so you can't leave them in your car or they will warp back to like their factory setting, or if your laces are too tight between skates, you'll actually narrow the toe box that way. So that's something else to consider with these little puppies. Toe socks. Toe socks to prevent in between the toe blistering, and also they're great. The ideal sock for Edeas is like a thin liner like this, so I use the I think the brand is printed on there somewhere. Injinji, the Injinji socks. I swear to God, it's in here. Toe socks are splendid. They're coming to skating. They're gonna be the huge thing. They're gonna be what distinguishes the cool skaters from the not cool skaters. So if you don't have toe socks, I don't know what you're doing. I also use a foot massager to relieve some of the nerve pressure if and when things get really bad. It kind of helps. It's not perfect, but it kind of helps. And lastly, prayer. It doesn't hurt. Sometimes it feels like it's like Russian roulette of whether my foot will be suffocated that day by these maniacal contraptions. Anyways, to summarize, Edeas are a solid option, but they are not the panacea for dance skating. They're not the panacea for dance skating skeins. If you have the money and the patience, probably go with Rydell's. The Rydell 366 is. This next part I wrote into the script. I think it was more geared towards myself than strangers on the internet. I'm gonna say it anyways. Always, always, always take the long view to being proactive with your health and injury prevention. Skeins is a lifetime investment. Skipping a few days, weeks, months, years is just a blip on the roadmap of skeins. Skate smarter, not harder. Skate smarter, not harder. Skate smarter, not harder. Skate smarter, not harder. I hope this was helpful. If you got something out of this, please hit the like button. If you enjoy this type of informative skate content based on my blood, sweat, and tears, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe. It means a whole lot to me and lets me know what y'all are hoping to see. Skate smarter, not harder. I think I should make that into like a toe sock. Would that be a great toe sock? I might do it. I might do it. It's so silly.